So, today's presentation is going to be about public relations. So I'm Olivia. I'm obviously not a PR director, but I used to be. And so I'm going to present with Fareed, who's one of our PR directors, and it's going to be awesome.
Okay, so I'm going to start off by telling you the PR director's main job. And mainly what we do is we stay in contact with schools, and we try to get partnerships with new schools. So you want to have good contact with schools before, during, and after our school visits. Before, you want to initiate contact with them, tell them a little bit about us, and let them know that we're interested in doing a visit to their school and getting just basic information before we go there. And then during, you want to make sure that everything goes smoothly. So you want to be able to contact anybody if we're having any problems during the school visit. Typically what I like to do is there will be at least one e-boarder on the school visit. So I like to give them the email and phone number of the representative that we've been in contact with. And then afterwards, we always want to thank them and let them know how much we appreciate them letting us do this visit, because it is them taking time out of their teaching schedules and letting us, interact with the kids. We also want to establish new relationships with schools. So we do K through 12, and that means we do elementary, middle, and high school. And we also want to try and get monthly visits. That way, there's always a school to go to at the end of the month or the beginning. But we also don't want to just limit ourselves to one school at a time. We want to always be trying to reach new schools. Another one of our jobs is to help advertise for any of the events that we might have. So we do this in collaboration with the project managers and through methods such as Facebook and flyers. And we also do a lot of community outreach. We are always trying to develop partnerships with new schools.
All right, so like Fareed said, the priority of the PR directors is reaching out to new schools. So because our mission is to help the USC community and help the schools and the people around USC, we do try to limit the schools that we visit to within 15 minutes of the USC campus. This also helps offset costs for transportation, so we don't always have people that are able to drive. So we have to take Uber, so we don't want to be spending like $40 on an Uber to Santa Monica. This is a list of schools that we have helped. They range anywhere from elementary schools to high schools. And so we tailor our lesson plans depending on what grade level the school is. Right now we have a monthly partnership with Christine O'Donovan Middle School, but we've visited all of these multiple times. The other key is to send emails early and often. Even during the summer and during winter break, we can always be working to expand the number of schools that we're able to visit. We also have to follow up with schools a lot. Sometimes emails get lost, but the key is to always be persistent and stay on it and not get discouraged. You can really never send too many emails unless the school says no. Obviously, we should respect that, but we should always be being proactive and persistent and helping to get HSEP's name out in the USC community. Every time we email a school, we need to get the following information from the school at least 1.5 weeks before the visit. The earlier, the better, because that's going to help us be the most prepared for the school visit that we can be. So obviously we need the date and the time and the visit so we can get volunteers and e-board members ready. We need to know the number of classrooms so we know how many volunteers we're going to need. Obviously can't be in 2 places at one time. We need to know the grade level of the students to determine which lesson plan would be most fitting for them. The number of students per class in case we have any handouts or demonstrations. We want to make sure we have enough materials for all the students. Length of presentation time for the PowerPoint, what we can use to present. We need to know what tools they have in their classroom. Some schools have smart boards, some schools only have projectors, some schools only have a whiteboard, so that's going to factor into what type of presentation we do. And also checking that all props and demos are okay with the teacher, especially if they're messy. We don't want to be making a mess and leaving a mess behind for the teacher to clean up, and then making sure that the content of the lesson plan is okay. Sometimes schools will ask for a specific lesson plan, or they'll want something in a specific category, so we always check with them and make sure that the lesson plan is appropriate, that they're okay with it, that it's good for their grade level. That way we can give the best school visit we possibly can. So there are a few challenges to being a PR director, so we're going to play a game called What Would You Do If? So what would you do if it's the second week of September, you emailed 20 schools 2 weeks ago and haven't heard back from any of them? The presidents are yelling at you, there's crying because they want you to have at least 2 school visits per month. What are you gonna do? Also, we would never yell at you, but. Baron?
I would try calling the schools.
Good.
And that's a more direct way to contact with them.
Awesome. So that's exactly what you should do. You should try to be more proactive. So call the school, try to make an appointment to meet with them in person. Try emailing someone else at the school. Do everything you can to make sure you get a response back from them, and also show them that you're committed in your care. You're not just like sending out a mass number of emails. You really do want to develop a relationship with the school. You really do want to try and help these kids learn more about health in their own bodies by following up with your emails and making sure they know exactly what HSEP does. All right, number 2. The school wants us to come for a whole day and teach 6 classes from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. None of the 3 volunteers has a car. 1 volunteer has class from 2 to 3 p.m. and another has class from 10 to 11 a.m. but is willing to go back to the school after their class. What do? Do you say yes? Do you say no?
Ubers and bikes.
What?
Ubers and like bikes for the people that need to ride.
Okay,
Are
so
schools that far?
we can take, well, it's less than 15 minutes away.
So like, I mean, if they're willing to bike.
Okay, so we can bike or we can Uber. What are some other solutions?
Well, can't you just tell them that you can't do a whole day if you can't?
Exactly. It's okay to say no. So we typically wouldn't want to do this because 1, we only have 2 volunteers doing like 6 classes, so that's a little overwhelming. Second, the 2 of them has to go and come back, which means that you need at least 4 Uber rides, and if the school is like 10 minutes away, that's still like $20 to $30 worth of Ubers. So it's not really a feasible situation for our club with the number of volunteers we have and their schedules. So it's okay to tell them no. It's okay to say we don't really have enough volunteers to accommodate that, and then maybe make a compromise. Like maybe can we come back again next week and do half the day, half of the school day? Can we do half today? Can we maybe get all the kids in one room? That way you're still trying to make it work for them, but it's also okay to say no on our end because we want to be able to give the best school visit possible, and this situation would not allow us to do that. All right, last one. It's 1 week before the school visit, and the school wants us to do a lesson plan on bones. We don't have a lesson plan on bones. What do we do? Yeah.
And is 1 week like too much in advance to make a lesson plan on bones, or just tell them you can't do it?
So 1 week's probably not a long enough time to write a whole new lesson plan and make sure everyone's prepared to present on it.
Alright, I'll tell them that it's not really gonna have a great lesson plan. Try and do that.
Excellent. So again, it's okay to say no. It's okay to tell them we don't have a lesson plan on bones right now, but here's something similar or another topic we do have a lesson plan on that we think you would like. Send them the lesson plan so they can look over it before and make sure that it works for them. But should also try and find a compromise. Maybe this time we'll do it on this, and when we come back again next month, we'll have a lesson plan on bones for you. So always trying to work together for the school, but not being afraid to say no.
Okay, so typically how we've been initiating contact with new schools is by email. So right now we'll write a sample email together. So when you start off, you want to start off, tell them your name, tell them that you're from this club here called HSEP, but then what do you want to tell them? What do you think is most important for them to know right off the bat?
The purpose of the club.
Right, the mission. So you want to let them know that we're a club and we seek to educate children K through 12 about health sciences and their body, so that we can empower them and they can make a lot of their own decisions. And then after that,
Tie that into why you're writing the email and say we'd like to come visit your school.
yeah, so you want to tell them what the purpose of us writing them is. We're interested in doing a school visit to your school, and we want to know if they'd be open to that. You also want to tell them that we're kind of a large club, and we have a lot of members, and we can work around your availabilities. So we want to make the process as easy as possible for them, and we want them to seem interested in our club. We want to be appealing to them. And then after that, we would ask them if they could email us back or leave your phone number at the end so that they can call you in case they prefer to do that, maybe talk in person about what your school visit would entail. And you would tell them maybe some of the lesson plans that you have, and if we're trying to get a monthly visit program going with them, we would just tell them, you'll see in the sample email, that we feel like doing monthly visits with these kids would be beneficial to them because we build relationships with them and we'd constantly be reinforcing new lesson materials. So this is what a typical initial contact email would be. You tell them who you are, you tell them that you're with HSEP and what our goal in HSEP is, and then you'd show them our interest in going to their school and volunteering, and then if they would like to have us there. And then you can see here this is a draft for a school that we would want to have monthly visits with. You would just ask them if we could do monthly visits there, and then at the end I left them the USC HSEP email, and my personal number, if you guys want that too.
Okay, so in order to plan a school visit effectively, the easiest way that we found is to make a timeline and to adhere to that timeline every single time we plan a school visit. So going way back to the beginning of the school year in August, before the school year even starts, we try to reach out to the schools as soon as they start school. So that way it's the first thing they see in their inbox when they start school is about HSEP and us wanting to work with them for the entire year. So this is a good time to contact old schools, but also new schools, and try to develop new partnerships with them and schedule visits for the entire semester. Let them know our calendar is completely empty and we want to have them as often as we can this year. Once the semester starts, follow up with any schools that haven't responded and put scheduled visits on the calendar. So you need to let other members of the e-board know when the visits are going to be, so the website manager can put it on the website, so the secretary knows when to send the emails, etc. Then 2.5 weeks before the school visit, you need to make a sign-up form. So if you've ever been on a school visit before with us, you've received an email that has a sign-up form where you can pick what shifts you can go to. It also has times that you can meet with your presentation group. So in order to send that email, you also need to talk to the project managers and find out their availability so you can have presentation meetings and let the secretary know so she can send the email out to all the general members. And we also have a rule that we have to make sure at least one e-boarder can go on the school visit. So even if we have as many general members as we want, we have to have at least one e-boarder that can go. And side note, if you want to go on a HSEP school visit, you have to go attend a presentation workshop first, which we have a few times a semester. That's just like training you how to be a good upbeat presenter. And then 1 week before the school visit, confirm the logistics with the school. So you should have already asked them all those questions about how many students are going to be, what grade level, all those things, but just confirm that everything is good to go. Up until leading up to the school visit, make sure we're all on the same page about where we're going to meet, where we're going to park, how are we going to get to the classroom, who we need to talk to, etc. Then on the day of the school visit, we're being upbeat, we're excited about science, we're really engaged with the students, having a great time. And then once the school visit is over, sad face, we send them a thank you email to the school so that way they know that we really appreciate the opportunity to come and talk to their students, but also letting them know that if they did enjoy our school visit, we'd like to schedule another one with them and develop a partnership, maybe do mentoring, so expanding our relationship with the school every time that we go on a school visit. So what we are going to do is take the rest of the time to work on making a timeline and planning your all's capstone event. But before we do that, who are the squad leaders from last week? All right, so give us an update on how planning is going, how communication between members is going, how the whole process is going.
So we don't have any more dogs,
I
unfortunately.
saw that. No puppies, but all right, what else?
Well, on that note, I feel like the biggest problem with advertising is that like we don't have those details nailed down yet, so
Okay.
we don't know what to advertise exactly.
Okay.
And so before we put out any sort of flyers or Facebook events, we need to really nail down what we're doing, what it's going to entail, and
Okay.
Well, I contacted Red. He's making the posters, and I told him the location, time, date, and the booth. So.
In terms of advertising for the event via Facebook though, because I feel like those details matter.
Definitely. Okay. Anything else from any of the other squad leaders? Things are going swimmingly. We're ready to have this event next week.
How is communication between the cadets? Is it hard to get responses? Do you have to reach out to people like multiple times before getting a response back?
It's okay to tell
I feel
us.
like
We're not going to get mad at
Yeah.
you. Wait, say that again?
At least on like the Facebook group, like at least like the members and you get the notification right away. It's easy. Those two things that were so.
Have you all assigned tasks to everyone? Are people doing those tasks? Do you know if they've done their tasks?
Anything with squad leaders or?
Yeah, well, I mean, anyone can
I'm
talk.
still not so sure which tasks need to be done.
Okay. These are all good to know. We're gonna fix all of this today, don't worry. We're not gonna get mad at you if you're not ready. We understand. Okay, cool. So let's here do this. Can you put the screen up?
Yeah.
And we can hear it. Business. Let's start from the beginning. Alright. Step one. What is our event and what is it going to be? So we're all on the same page. What are we calling it?
He's stressing me about.
Let's be more creative.
Yeah. Something catchy, some alliteration, some
Yeah, I was
puns.
gonna say, I think
Yeah.
you should start with an H, something with HSEP.
I love that idea. It's my favorite thing to do. So we always do this thing where we call it HSEP and then something that starts with a P and then we make it all one word. So we could do that. Or we could call it like HSEP and then something else that starts with an H. We can get really crafty with it. The opportunities are endless.
Do like H that run across and like relax or something like that, going down with the E or something.
Okay.
We are still going for like relaxation, right?
Yeah, it's like the theme is like de-stressing and relaxing.
Olivia,
Healthy lifestyle. Yeah.
you might want to pick squad leaders
Oh,
so
yeah.
you could take minutes.
Sure. Who wants to be a squad leader for this week? One. You already did one. Has anyone not? Who has not been it? The people that always show up are the best people.
I haven't, but I don't have a good week coming up, so I don't
Okay.
know how proactive I'll be.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, does anyone want to be it again? So,
I'll go up.
alright. So, Garnier, right? Okay. So actually, why don't one of you come up here and you can ask the questions, but you all can write it, and then another one of you can take minutes. So whoever wants to do what. I also hate chalk, so I don't want to.
Oh.
There's
Didn't
not.
think about
I
that.
know it's gross, right?
Using Apple.
So many things going on.
Okay.
Okay, so
You want me to write stuff like you said, if someone else leads, I can just write.
Yeah, I can take minutes. I don't want this to go in my mouth.
Alright, just let me know.
okay,
Yeah, write stuff down.
so someone's taking minutes.
I'll do it.
Cool. All right, so what are we calling our event? So far we've got like HSEP across.
De-stress out.
De-stress or something going down.
HSEP de-stress kind of has a
Yeah,
red
yeah,
thing
it's
going
like
on
the
there.
and the yeah.
What gives you like de-stress with HSEP?
Okay, I like that.
Or we can do like de-stress in the fancy apostrophe. Instead of a G.
Taking out the keys.
Edgy. I like it. Okay. What are some things that start with a P that have to do with like?
I was gonna say peace, but I don't know if that like really sums up the.
Is there anything? Sometimes it doesn't work, but
Sometimes I always like have like trouble saying when it's like H stuff. Like I generally say like 2 words or 1 word.
so far I'm feeling de-stressed with HSEP.
I like
That's
that.
good.
Do you like that? Okay, so we have a name. All right. And then what's our date and time?
April 25th, 6 to 9.
And our location?
King's Hall.
Kings Hall. Okay, so we've got that much figured out.
Is it gonna be in that main area?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like in that room that's above?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that, yeah, KOH or whatever. Okay, so then,
Not the computer lab, the.
yeah, that study lounge thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. So we've got a name, we've got a location, and a time. So now let's nail down what all of our booths are gonna be.
Yoga,
We have the coloring booth.
coloring.
Zumba.
And,
Nutrition one, I can find
Recipes.
recipes.
Okay, so we've got yoga, Zumba, recipes,
and coloring.
and coloring.
Sleep, would that be participation?
We could reuse the stuff we used for Heal with Halal today, if you all wanna do that.
And maybe like mixing up the 2 weeks last week.
Okay, so yoga, Zumba, sleep, nutrition. Was there another one?
Coloring.
Coloring.
We know we have yoga, like is that one gonna be posted, like should we have like different one like for like specifically like meditation and breathing?
I feel like you could do like yoga / meditation,
Okay.
and then don't forget to add sleep. Okay, is that it? Not sound like that's not enough, but like I'm just making sure we have all of the things that we want to do. Cool. Okay, so we've got our location, and we've got that down. What we're gonna do. So, going back to the timeline that we just showed you, what's today's date?
The 14th.
The 14th. So we've got 11 days until D-Day.